everyone, my name is Grace Petrelli and I am here to film a quick video on how to warm up properly and the importance of warming up before practicing your choral repertoire. So let's get into it. Okay, so it's really important to warm up because it helps to open up your lungs, open up your voice, work on your tone and your diction and your breathing. So what we usually do is start by moving around. You want to get yourself loose so you're able to perform easily. So what we usually do is we start off by shaking out our arms for about 30 seconds, and then we will go in and do some shoulder rolls. So we're going to roll our shoulders back just for a couple rounds. Then we're going to roll our shoulders forward, shake out our arms again, and then we're going to do some neck rolls. This helps to kind of relax up here. This way you can breathe easily and sing as easily as possible with the best tone quality. So we usually start by hanging our neck down low, and then we'll roll it to the side. Just let it hang, don't strain it. And then we'll roll to the back, and then to the other side, and then hang down again. So next we're going to do some breathing exercises. It's important to do this so you can stretch out your lungs, and this way working on your lung capacity and getting them nice and open is so that you can take in as much air as possible when given like a beat of rest in between two measures or something like that, and that will help you to support those high notes that are a little bit harder to reach without straining. Okay, so what we usually do is we'll do in for 4 and then out for 4. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, Next we're going to do in for 4 and then we're going to sigh from the top of our vocal range, or as high as you can go at this point. So we're going to do in and sigh. When you're sighing, you want to make sure that you go through your whole vocal range. This way it stretches everything out and can work on your tone quality as well. So next we're going to do some vocalizing exercises, which are buzzes, hums, and stuff like that. So we're going to start with a hum. We're going to go up a little hill, kind of. So we're going to start at the lowest point of our range, and then we're going to go up to the top and then back down. So then take a deep breath in for 4, and hum. And then we'll do one more. You want to make sure that you go from the bottom of your range to the top of your range. This way it stretches everything out and makes everything more open. And next we're going to do a buzz, and we're also going to do the same thing up and down the hill. So here we go, we'll do a couple of those. And a little bit higher. Let's do one more to the top of our range. Okay, so now we can finally get into the more singing vocal part of our practicing. So I have a keyboard here, and we're going to start with some descending scales. We're going to do so, fa, mi, re, do. When you're using any kind of pitch device like pitch pipe app, piano app, actual piano, computer piano, whatever you want to use just to give yourself a note, it does help to play the first and last note of your scale or a portion of a scale or whatever kind of riff that you're singing. This way it helps with control to make sure that you are on the right note at the same time. It helps you control yourself to keep from going too sharp or flat. So when you're playing, for example, so, fa, mi, re, do, something like that, you would want to play so and then do. This way, like when you finish, you can play do just to make sure that you hit that note and you're not straying away from it. Okay, so we're just going to do some descending scales, so, fa, mi, re, do. I'm going to play the first one, and then I'm just going to play the first note for each one to make sure that I am starting on the right note and I have the control to maintain the same notes in that little portion of the scale. Okay, so we're going to start on so. So, fa, mi, re, do. Then we're going to move down. So, fa, mi, re, do. 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 I'll do one more. So, fa, mi, re, do. Okay, so I'm only going to do a couple, but when you're performing by yourself or practicing by yourself, repeat it over and over again until it gets too low for your range. Okay, so after that, we're going to do some ascending scales in contrast to the descending scales. We're going to do a riff of do, mi, sol, mi, do. So we're going to start on do. In this case happens to be C. So we're going to start on that, and then we're going to move up by half steps each time, just ascending. Same thing with the descending scales, moving by half steps. And this also works on control. It helps to play the first and last note. So then you make sure that you are on the right note the entire time and can maintain the same tone. Okay, so we're going to start on do, and we're going to move by half steps. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. I'll do one more. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. In this case, you would keep doing it until it gets too high for your range. Okay, so now we're going to do an arpeggio, saying the words, oh, how I love to sing. So as we're doing this, we're going to keep repeating it, moving up by half steps, just to also stretch out that voice. Because when you're doing an arpeggio, you're going from low and then jumping up to high. So it helps to control your chest voice and your head voice. It takes a lot of control to switch from your chest voice to your head voice. And once you get up into those higher arpeggios, you can start in your chest voice, but usually end up in your head voice, and it's hard to make that switch. So it's important to practice that so you get better and better at making that switch, so it's not so clear that you are flipping to from your chest voice to your head voice. So we're going to do an Oh How I Love to Sing. We're going to start on a C. So I'll give the first note. Actually, I'm going to play the whole thing. So it goes. And then we're going to move up by half steps each time. So we're going to start on do. Okay. Oh, how I love to sing. See, that's what I was talking about earlier. It does sound a little bit strange. You want to make sure that you can move from your chest voice to your head voice. I'm still practicing on doing that. So this is a great exercise to help you to work on that switch without making it so clear that you're doing it. We're going to move by half steps. Oh, how I love to sing. Oh, how I love to sing. I'll do one more. Oh, how I love to sing. Okay, and then again, you can keep doing that until it gets too high for your range, or you feel like you're straining too much. Then you want to kind of relax your chest voice and maybe move up to your head voice when it gets too high for you. Okay, so now we're going to work on some basic full scales. We're going to start on a C, do. We're only going to do one, but normally you can move up or move down by half steps, whole steps, whatever you want until you feel like you're properly warmed up. But I'm just going to perform a quick major scale, starting on C, do. Also, this is another one that helps on control especially. So like if you're playing each note, make sure that you're checking yourself to make sure that you're matching that pitch. So this way, you don't sound too sharp or flat. You're not missing any notes moving too quickly from each one. But yeah, so like we'll start on these scales. All right, so we'll start on C. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Okay, so that was a major scale. I'm going to do that again because I want to practice a little bit more. And I will play the first note and the last note to make sure that I am hitting that top note do. So I'll play it throughout. Okay, so here's top do, here's bottom do. So we'll start on bottom do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, and then we're going to move all the way back down from top do to bottom do. So we'll start on top do. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, re, do. You want to make sure that you're matching that pitch so you're not off. Okay, next we're going to do a full chromatic scale, which is when you start on do and you're moving up by half steps each time. This one's a little bit hard to do. I'm still working on it a little bit. So we're going to start on that same note, C, but instead of moving up by whole steps, like that, we're going to move up by half steps. Like that, but it's moving up by half steps instead of whole steps like in a major scale. Okay, so we'll start on do. We're going to go all the way up, take a breath, and go all the way back down. And this one, it's very, very helpful if you do play the first last notes like you do with the major scale and the arpeggios and the descending and ascending, because it really just helps you to check yourself. So you're going to want to work on matching that correct pitch. So we're going to start on do, move by half steps. I'll do one more, but without the piano. Those middle notes are a little bit hard to reach, but once you play with the piano and sing along with it, it does help to use your control to kind of make sure each one of those is its own distinct note. Okay, so the last thing we're going to work on is diction, and this is with an alphabet exercise. In this exercise, the alphabet moves very, very fast-paced, and it really helps to practice your diction in this exercise, which I find really challenging. This way you can work on your diction, say you're doing like a fast-paced song with fast lyrics, like in Angel Share, like we did for chorus. You're going to want to maintain a good tone quality while still allowing the audience to hear clearly what you're saying, and still like maintaining good control over the notes that you're singing and your breathing and stuff like that. So we're going to do the alphabet exercise. It goes forwards and backwards. We're going to start on do. I personally really like this exercise because you don't even notice. Like you're subconsciously working on your diction, vowel shaping, and tone and control without even thinking about it, because you're so focused on figuring out what letter is next while still keeping up with the tempo of however fast you're doing the exercise that you don't even realize that you're practicing your diction and tone quality and breathing and all of this other stuff that's important for performing a choral repertoire. So we're going to start on do. I'm only going to do 2 of these, so it goes forwards and then backwards, and then I'll do one more moving up by half steps and go forwards and backwards again. So we'll start on do, and it moves like this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay, and then we're going to do it backwards on the same note. C, Y, X, V, V, U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, M, N, L, K, J, I, H, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Okay, and once you get like a tempo for yourself going, you can speed it up once you get a little bit more comfortable, or slow it down, whatever you want to do to practice working on that exercise. So we're going to move up by half step and perform the same exercise again. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And then backwards. C, Y, X, V, V, U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, M, N, O, K, J, I, H, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. So this kind of plays along with those other exercises that we did with the arpeggios and the do, mi, sol, mi, do, the ascending scales, chromatic, major. Just anything, like just any of those vocal exercises, you're going to want to keep moving up or down by however many steps that you want to, until it gets too low for your range or too high for your range. So it's important to do that so you can stretch and strengthen all parts of your range and make them all strong and work on that tone quality. Okay, so I hope you guys like this video. I wish you luck on your choral performances, and I hope this helps. Bye, guys!